Hey guys, welcome to this page of the notes. What we're going to do here is continue with this idea of congruency and rigid transformations. But this time, I'm going to change things on you a little bit. We're going to kind of switch it around. The previous pages of the notes, the last couple of pages, last few example problems we did, what I did was I had you show that you've done a rigid transformation, and because it was a rigid transformation, you could say the two images were congruent. Here, in these example problems, I am telling you these two images are congruent, which means you must be able to come up with a sequence of rigid transformations to get this guy over here to this guy, right? So you can either perform a sequence of transformations, rigid transformations to prove congruence, or being told that they're congruent, find a sequence of transformations that maps one image onto the other, right? See how we're kind of going in the reverse order? You did a sequence of transformations to prove congruence. Now we're flipping it around. They're congruent. Find the sequence of transformations, right? Got to be able to go both ways. So here we go. Let's jump right into these. Yes, these are a little tricky. They do take quite a bit of practice. We're going to do several of them together. Then you'll get more practice again if you're taking this class with me in the homework quizzes and things like that. I will not make them too terribly difficult as we go through this. I'll give you some tips, tricks, hints, things to try first to help you out with these. So here we go. Let's jump right into it. I have told you these two triangles are congruent, right? Right here. I tell you they're the same shape, they're the same size. They are congruent. I need you to figure out how do I go from here to here. Well, first of all, what I notice, right, is that these two triangles, right, I got to be able to take this guy and I got to flip him over, right? He's got to get flipped over so that B is on top, right? That point up there is this point down here. So I definitely need to flip him over. That's going to be a reflection, right? That's a good hint that lets me know, hey, I probably should go ahead and do a reflection. So if I did that, C, right? I'm one unit from C, so go one unit above. That's going to be C prime. A would go to A prime right there. B is down 1, 2, 3, so I go up 1, 2, 3 right there. Boom, boom, boom. So what that has done is that has gotten me to, you see it, A prime, C prime, B prime. Let me go ahead and label those for you. A prime. C prime, B prime. So the first thing I would look for is a reflection, but you need to write that for me. So we started off, these guys down here, right? Every single one of those guys is at X comma Y. How do I get those points from here to reflect across that line up to here? Do you remember how a reflection across the x-axis works? Well, the transformation is simply X comma negative Y, right? That's how I go from here to here, right? A reflection across the x-axis. The x values stay the same. Change the sign of the y values. That's chapter 2, section 2, where we did reflections, right? Now I need to get from here to here, right? Please notice, it looks like if I were to just flip that guy over, I'd be pretty stinking close. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll be pretty close, right? Because this point right here is that point over there. So let's do another reflection. This time, let's reflect it across the y-axis. I'll do this one in, let's see, what other color? Blue here. I got blue right here. Now, please notice, 1 unit to C prime. So I'll go 1 unit to C double prime. C double prime. B is 1.5, so I'll go 1.5 to B double prime. And then A, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 units from my line of reflection. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units from my line of reflection, a double prime, and right there. Now, how do you do a reflection across the y-axis, right? How do I do a reflection across the y-axis? Well, again, chapter 2, section 2, make the x values negative, leave the y values the same. Now, I'm really close. So far, I've gone from here to here with that transformation. Then I've gone from here to the blue, that transformation. I'm so close. What do I need to do? I just need to take my blue triangle and slide it over. A translation. So what we're going to do then is my next one is going to be x. How much do I have to add to the x coordinate? Hopefully you guys can see on your sheet. You can probably even see here, right? Each of those points just needs to slide over half a unit. So x plus 1/2. What about the y? Do the y values change? They don't. Y is going to stay the same. There we go. This guy right here, that's a translation. This guy right here, reflection. The reflection is across the y-axis. And this guy right here was also a reflection. It was across the x-axis, right? And so what I've written here is a sequence of transformations that gets me from here to the other image I gave you in red. This series of rigid, right? Reflection, rigid, reflection, rigid, translation, rigid, right? Rigid transformations preserve shape and size. These guys are congruent. Awesome job. Let's do another one. Boom. How do I get A, B, C, A, B, C, D? How do I get from here to here? Here to here? Well, once again, guys, let's start with a reflection and see what happens. Right there. Give that guy a little spinny, spin, spin, spin. Get a reflection across the y-axis. How do you do it? Change the x value. Minus x. The y stays the same. Guys, we've seen this several times at this point, right? Hopefully at this point, like it's stuck up here now, right? We've been doing these many, many, many times together. It should be sticking. A reflection across the y-axis. Here it is. That means that A is now going to be, it's 1.5, so go 1.5 on the other side, right there. B is at 1.5, so go 1.5 on the other side, right there. C is over 2 full units, so C over 2 full units, right? About there-ish. And then D is 1, 2, 3, 4 units away. So 1, 2, 3, 4 units away. Boom, 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 boom. Awesome. There's my reflection, right? That transformation right there, this is a reflection. Sorry. Reflection across the y-axis. Keep going though, I need to get to here now. Do you see it? Do you see how we do that? How do I go from here to here, right? Look, the orientation is exactly the same, right? There's no need to do another, that corner is that corner, that corner is that corner, that one is that one, that one is that one, right? All I need to do is get it from here down to here. Change in position. It's a change in position. So here we go. How much do I need to change the position? Well, check this out, right? If I go from here over to here, right? How do I do that? Well, it's just going to be 1 unit. Go 1 unit to the right. So that'll be x plus 1. That's going to shift every single one of these guys over 1 unit, right? Move them all over 1 unit. You'll see that they'll all match up in the x coordinate. Now the y coordinate, I need to get from here all the way down to here. -1, -2, -3, -4, -5. So we're going to do y minus 5, right? If we go ahead and do that, right, it'll be over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, right there. Go over 1, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, right there, right? You see how this is working? Over 1, 1, 2, 3, right there. Over 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, boom, right there, right? And I'm right on to my image. So right here, this is a translation. That R is scaring me. There we go. Translation, I've translated 1 unit to the right, 5 units down. That maps this guy onto this guy. All of these, rigid motion, rigid motion. Rigid motions preserve shape and size and gets me, right, congruent images. This figure and this figure, same shape, same size, right? They've just been transformed to go from here to here. I did it by a reflection and then a translation. All right, guys, head on over to the next page of the notes. We'll take a look at a couple of more things with congruency, and then we'll kind of wrap this all up with our final answer to that essential question that got this whole conversation started. So I'll meet you on the next page of the notes.